your job, dude? You're a volunteer in this administration. You're the president's son-in-law. You got all kinds of businesses that are conflicts of interest in the Middle East. You're a very pro-Israeli guy, fine, but that's a conflict of interest in this chat. We talked about this on the last episode. When 408 came out last Saturday, that evening, there was a round of peace talks happening in Iran. There was a huge delegation sent by the U.S. This was mediated by the Pakistanis, who the Israelis had not been able to kill, apparently, after some questionable bombings in certain areas. But the Pakistanis mediate a sit-down between the leaders of the IRGC, their representative. Then on the other side, Vice President J.D. Vance was sent to negotiate, but brought a delegation that I saw some reports was as large as 300 people. I don't know why the fuck you need 300 people in a room. It's just strange. But the main people there negotiating a deal were J.D. Vance, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. Reminder, Witkoff and Kushner are the failed negotiators from the previous negotiation. They were negotiating with Iran. We attacked Iran. Interesting. Right? So they go in there, they meet for 21 hours. Joe Kent also seemed to, this one was more of an implicit prediction rather than his previous, a lot of explicit predictions that have come correct. But the goalposts seemed to move to where now it wasn't just no nuclear weapon. There had to be no enrichment of uranium whatsoever, which means you got to take it down below like the 3.8 or 3.6% to zero, which previously was stated publicly as not a United States position. There was just no nuclear bomb. So goalposts move. It's very interesting when Vance walked out to do the press conference and Witkoff and Kushner come out with him. I'm not trying to read into it too much, but like Kushner looked happier than a pig in shit.
I didn't even watch.
Yeah, like he was like hiding a smile. And it's like, what's your job, dude? You're a volunteer in this administration. You're the president's son-in-law. You got all kinds of businesses that are conflicts of interest in the Middle East. You're a very pro-Israeli guy, fine, but that's a conflict of interest in this chat. We've already discussed what the British National Security Advisor said about Witkoff and Kushner during the last round of negotiations that he was present for, where he said they work for Mossad, which is a pretty big accusation right there.
Not good.
But the point being, symbolism being what it is, which is that Israel having an interest in seeing Iran regime change and everything. If the U.S. negotiators are very sympathetic to that position, at the very least, who's there to make peace, right? So they're the main people.